started, and then we'll open it up for questions.
All right. Game and do some nice things off it. So this will be a good competitive game for us, and like we've said the last few weeks, it becomes about our ability to protect the ball and our ability to play to identity, our ability to play four quarters in a manner that makes us proud. And if we can do that, we feel like we have the ability to be in a tight game, and then it's about trying to find a way to win. So with that, I'm happy to open up for questions.
So the Swan injury, is it still the elbow contusion, or did he further aggravate it to something else?
Nothing further. It's just a matter of it's the balance between continuing to play through it versus giving it a chance to rest and recover. No different than the kind of decision we faced with DeRicky last week. There was a way through for DeRicky, but you measure that against just the kind of grind of the season and wanting to make sure that you're making the right decisions to get him back all the way healthy. We need to play better at quarterback, period. So whoever's in there needs to run the offense better, make better decisions with the ball. It's the burden of that position that the game on that side of the ball runs through the quarterback. We want to be mindful of the fact that AJ's been battling through this elbow, and we want to see that he's ready to continue through. And if not, we want to give the offense a chance to run through a healthy player there so that we can perform better offensively. I think that's important. That's what we're, how we're treating the week.
Were you thinking about maybe pulling him because of that before you did? I know you went to Kim, but it was pretty late.
We have a lot of trust and faith in AJ, and we believe in him, believe in his talent, and he obviously has made some remarkable plays this season, and we really defer to him in the moment of whether he thinks he can push through and be out there and give everything he has. Certainly, there were a couple moments where you felt like he was favoring the arm, or you felt like it was bothering him or becoming an issue. And at those moments, we consider all options. But he seemed like he was ready to continue to press through, and we wanted to give him a shot to do what we know he can do back there. Obviously, by the time we made the switch, the game was out of hand, but felt like there just wasn't more out there for him to prove, and needed to get someone in there healthy to try to salvage that last drive and finish the game with some pride, and hopefully launching forward into this week. So that's where the decisions came down, and appreciate AJ's toughness and fighting through it. Want him to get back healthy, need to play better at quarterback.
There's between AJ this year and a little bit last year too, and then Ken Seals in 2021. There's been a couple instances of quarterbacks who played through some injuries a little bit. What is your kind of, I guess, philosophy on when it's time to maybe not play somebody if they're not at 100% versus playing through it?
Well, it's a collaborative, effort. I mean, first we start with conversations with our athletic training staff about what the injury is, what the nature of it is. Will continued play create further damage? Then you look at practice performance and see, is he hampered in practice? I mean, we have competitive periods daily where whether it's 2-minute periods or best on best, like run play action periods, where we're watching our players play against our best. And so you're measuring performance there. You're seeing if he's affected or if the player's affected in those periods. And then it's obviously conversation with the player too, how they feel, what they feel like they're able to do and not able to do. And so, obviously you want to put your best 11 on the field, and you want to give those guys a chance to perform at their highest level. And we pulled AJ at the point at which we felt like from his responses that he wasn't able to push through that pain any longer. That was the decision we made in the moment. Up until then, we had no reason to think that that the elbow was impacting the down and down out play. And so that's how we come to those decisions.
Also, how's Langston Patterson? What's his status?
Thank you for asking, Aria. He's working his way back, getting better. Expect him back to practice this week. I would say questionable for Saturday, but I know he's chomping at the bit to play. So he did some progressed work today, and expect him to be back out and hopefully available for Saturday.
Missouri has some really good receivers, and especially with the secondary as banged up as it's been, what is going to be the key to stopping their receiving?
Well, I feel like we had two safeties come out on Saturday, and Marlon Sewell and John House, and it wasn't a perfect performance at all, but I was really proud of the way they played and they prepared, and I thought Kentucky had some talented skill, and we do have a young secondary at corner. Last week, playing Trudell Berry and Martell Height, two freshmen, a significant portion of the game. I think Tyson Russell's continued to improve his play. I've been pleased with his progress. It'll be good to get B.J. Anderson back. But the biggest thing is, to understand, they have talented skill at receiver. Obviously, we're going to have to be hyper aware of where number 3 is, because he makes it go, and he has the ability to make plays, contested plays. They design him to get him open, and it's those 4 guys back there, the corners and safeties, working together to make sure that we have leverage and we're on top of the routes that they want to get on top of us. And on the whole, I felt like we did that against Kentucky. Obviously, they hit the double move, where it got in Martell's blind spot. I mean, that's that's fundamental technical for him. That's a freshman learning through experience that I can't turn back into the route. I gotta speed turn it and run and assume it's behind me. And then they hit a one-on-one shot on Martell as well. Some of those things are going to happen when you're in rotated defense. So if you're playing cover 3 or man free, you're going to get those shots at times where we have to be good fundamentally technically down the field. I thought our finishes were better. I thought we were under control and in good positions. Didn't always finish on the ball, but we weren't seemingly panicked and pulling at the receiver and getting pass interference calls. So we have to be able to play the one-on-one ball well. We have to be able to keep dominant position on that ball. But through the design of their offense, we need those 4 guys working together to make sure that we have the coverage and leverage on the routes that they want to go for touchdowns, and that'll be huge. And obviously, that's big every week. But I think against this Missouri team in particular, they have a knack for getting the ball down the field. And the last thing I'll say on their pass game is, and this was true a year ago for us. They got an explosive screen ball to number 3. He can break tackles. He's a strong runner. So our leverage on the perimeter and the physical play, getting aligned with our cleats in the ground will be critical for us, keeping him from getting explosive plays with the step back screens.
Can you make a statement on the hire of new Deputy Athletic Director Derek Rice and how he will help you in the build of the new athletics facility and help grow this program?
Yeah, thanks for that question. I'm so excited. Obviously, he brings a wealth of experience and has done unbelievable things at San Diego State. And, I know Candace has been hard at work on this hire and spent so much time and energy in finding the right fit, finding the right person. I think in a lot of ways it's an example of an opportunity for us where she has a vision for where the evolution for that position goes and what we need in this moment. And, I think he fills all those needs. And, she and I have been in touch about it. But I'm just excited for her and excited for him and excited to get going and obviously welcome into the Vanderbilt family and start to have him help enact the vision for where this program's going, certainly where the department's going to.
Recently, Memphis's coach suggested that he would like to play you guys at Nissan Stadium. Is that, obviously the schedule's pretty filled out, but would you be interested in playing Memphis?
Well, yeah, it sounds like a great idea to me. But in fact, we could make it the barbecue bowl and decide it once and for all. No, I love the thought. Obviously, there's so much up in the air with the scheduling, and I spend little time and energy on that right now. My focus is on our team first. We have underachieved to this point, and there's more out there for this team. I think we haven't controlled the margins. We haven't controlled the things that we control, and that's what's frustrating. And so, to be honest with you, Ari, I've not spent a lot of time on thinking about the schedules of the future. My energy's being directed towards the efforts we're making right now. I'll play whoever they put on the schedule. I trust, obviously, Candace with that, and wherever they tell us to put the ball down, we'll put it down. But love the idea of playing at Nissan. Love the idea of playing Memphis. Again, to me, it doesn't matter who we're playing against. It's about how we play and establishing an identity and a brand of football here at Vanderbilt.
Turnovers, I know, have been a frustrating issue. I think 3 that have gone back for scores, and I think 3 more times opponents have had the ball inside your 20, I think, just in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Just a general comment on the frustration of battling that and what you do to fix it.
Well, I could be wrong, but I've got 4 back for touchdowns. 2 in the game Saturday, the reverse against UNLV, and then the punt return against. So not to rain on my own parade, but it's a little worse than the picture you painted. Yeah, we've 4 back, 9 in the past 3 games, 4 back for touchdown, 3 that have set possession inside the 15-yard line. Listen, you can look at it and say some of these things are the ball bouncing the wrong way. Some of them are fundamental technical aspects. I think on Saturday, we saw some carelessness with the football that has been, we've been talking about for weeks now. Honestly, even before Wake Forest, we were talking about decisions with the ball, and Hawaii missed some opportunities to make plays on the ball that could have shifted the tide of that game too. Now, so I mean, you want to look at where we are in the season and say, we're really disappointed to be at this point 2-3. It could be worse, and it's all about how we play with the football. That's it. It's about the decisions we make. I think the fundamental technical parts of it, in terms of the ball security elements, haven't been the issue, right? It's the reverse that was run into a pressure where they had a line on it, and as we were going to pitch the ball, they were able to tip it, and obviously that went back for touchdown. We had a snap into the shield, which, again, we like Wes, and we think he's a really good snapper, and, unfortunately in that moment we didn't execute the call. The punt return, there are some things that we can do in those moments to clear the path in front of Will in terms of his communication, his decision-making, certainly fair catching. But what happened in that play was Wake Forest was able to put our guy into our guy. And I think that's a good job by them, and we have addressed that with the way we're training in practice, how to handle those high-traffic situations, and again, what we can do to communicate, how we can signal for a fair catch to keep us out of those moments. But too often we're throwing the ball into traffic as though the defense isn't there, and so there are a number of things that influence that. I think the first you got to look at is protection. It's everyone's responsibility on offense to fight for the ball. So our pass protection needs to solidify, and that's not just the O-line, right? That's how the tight ends and running backs interact in that respect too. But it's also how the quarterback sets the protection and understands when he's hot, right? That's been an issue at times where we've gotten pressure on a blitzer that we should be throwing hot off of. And then it becomes about the post-snap decisions we're making, right? And where to take our chances and where not to. So all of that starts with coaching. It's what we're coaching, demanding. It's the attention we're giving to it in the classroom. And then in the end, it's putting the people out on the field that are demonstrating the ability down in, down out to play a connected style of football that allows us to move the football forward. If we protect the ball in the last 3 games, I believe that we're in 3 really competitive games with a chance to win. And that doesn't mean we're guaranteed the win either. We have to go earn it.